Welcome to the course of Internet of Things, in short IoT. In today's session, we are going to learn a concept called real-time clients from IoT patterns. So coming to the real-time clients, we are going to take one example where we are going to integrate a sensor to the Arduino board, and through Wi-Fi connectivity, we are going to take the alert or get the alert when that particular sensor senses any obstacle or motion. So for this particular application, we are going to mention or keep a name as intrusion detection system. So using MQTT broker, whenever an ultrasonic sensor at the initial end or the sensor end detects any motion or detects any obstacle, okay, that will be considered as the input, and that ultrasonic sensor data will be given to the Arduino Uno. And as the Arduino Uno will be equipped with the Wi-Fi shield, it sends the signal through MQTT broker to particular mobile app, which gets an alert like motion has been detected or some intrusion has been occurred. Okay, so for this MQTT broker, as we are going for an MQTT protocol, message queuing telemetry transport protocol, it particularly uses publish and subscribe model. Okay, so let's see what is the publisher and who is the subscriber. We are going to see now. So if you see the block diagram over here, the first module which you can see is here is a device which you can consider it as an IoT device which contains the sensor module, Arduino module connected to the Wi-Fi shield. This particular device which takes the signals from the sensor, this whole thing is considered as the publisher module. Okay, and you this MQTT as a broker in between takes the signals from this particular Wi-Fi module or this particular Arduino connected to the Wi-Fi shield. Okay, and it alerts that particular mobile app as a notification. Now this particular mobile app will be our subscriber module. So here we are using a publish subscribe module using MQTT broker. Okay. Coming to the learning objectives of this intrusion detection system or alerting system, first thing what we need to do is the first objective is we need to read the motion sensor data from Arduino. Next one is you need to publish the sensor data to the MQTT broker. And the third one is you need to build an Android app or an Android application such that uh, the app should be developed in such a way that it will be communicating with the MQTT broker. That means the app which we develop, okay, need to be installed in the mobile device, and that particular app will be subscribed to the MQTT broker in order to get the notifications from this particular IoT device. Now, as soon as the fourth objective is, as soon as the sensor detects the signal or obstacle or any motion, a new message need to be appeared or pop-up need to be appeared on this particular mobile app which is subscribed to the MQTT broker. Okay. Now this notification in the app is considered as a new message every time it gets, and it will be again published to the MQTT broker. So reading the sensor data, publishing the sensor data to the MQTT broker, building an app or an application in the mobile phone. Once the app is designed or developed, it should be installed in the mobile phone, and you need to check whether you are getting notification or not. All these are considered as the learning objectives in this particular intrusion detection system. Okay. All these are considered as an under real-time clients only. Now coming to the hardware, basic hardware, what we require is a motion sensor. You can use an ultrasonic sensor or any kind of PIR sensor for detecting the obstacle or the motion. And coming to the wiring connection, we need some sort of jumper wires along with some breadboard connections. And so we need a breadboard, and we need to have an Arduino Uno board. And as Arduino Uno board does not have any kind of Wi-Fi or internet connectivity, we are going for an external Wi-Fi shield which will be mounted on top of the Arduino Uno such that the sensor data will be wirelessly transmitted using uh, internet, where we are making this particular application as an IoT device. Okay. Now, coming to the software, the minimum requirements what we require is, as we need to write the code for this sensor and everything. Okay. We will be using an basic Arduino version like Arduino IDE 1.6.4, and a later version is also much more acceptable. And coming to the app development, in order to develop an app for this subscriber module or the mobile device, okay, in order to get the notification, you need to go for an application called Android Studio. So using an Android Studio of version like minimum basic version is like 1.5.1, or advanced version is also acceptable. And this helps in developing the basic application required for our project. Okay. These are the hardware and software requirements. And coming to the circuit connections. So first thing what we need to make sure is that Arduino board is connected to the PC or any power supply or any battery, such that the Arduino board will be powered up, and from the Arduino board the sensor will be getting the power supply. Okay. And for this Wi-Fi shield will be correctly sitting on top of this Arduino Uno board, such that both will get integrated together and they start acting as an Wi-Fi module. Okay. Now all the positive terminals and negative terminals, positive terminals will be given to the 5 volts and the negative terminals will be grounded as usual. And the motion sensor here, what we are considering is like the positive terminal of the motion sensor will be given to the 5 volts of the Arduino board, and the negative terminal of the motion sensor will be given to the ground. And here, especially in order to detect the motion, we are using a digital pin of the motion sensor. So the digital pin of the motion sensor will be connected to any one of the digital pin of the Arduino Uno, such that whenever the sensor reads the data, it goes to the Arduino, and based on the code written on the Arduino board, the complete data will be transferred through Wi-Fi shield to a particular mobile app wirelessly, where it is making an Internet of Things. So this is what happening. So at the last, using MQTT broker, we are getting a notification in the mobile app, which we have already designed and installed in the mobile. So this is the circuit what I have explained about. Sensor is integrated with the Arduino board, which is already on board with the Wi-Fi shield. And coming to the Arduino code, so here we need to consider few things such that the Arduino code will be perfectly designed. So the first one is like external libraries, second one is like internet connectivity Wi-Fi, and the third block what you need to consider is the, in order to read the sensor data, we need to write some commands, and we need to use MQTT publish and subscribe commands, and we also need to use some set of standard functions. Now let's see quickly one by one what are these commands or the functions used in this particular Arduino code. So coming to the external libraries, basically we have serial peripheral interface.h like SPI.h, and the second one what we have is Wi-Fi.h, and as we are going for an MQTT protocol, we need to use publish subscribe client.h like pub sub client.h. Okay. So in order to read the sensor data, we need to use functions like calibrate sensor as well as read sensor data. These are the two functions used to read the sensor data from the sensor. Okay. Next one is like publishing the data, publishing using MQTT. So in order to use or publish the data using MQTT, we need to use a function like publish sensor data. Okay. See here, and these are some of the standard functions what you see here. The standard functions what we come across is void setup and void loop, right? And coming to the void setup, we have like serial begin and connect to internet. So serial begin, we will be using 9600 baud rate. So all the steps whatever is happening can be seen or monitored in the serial monitor. So we are using going for a serial dot begin 9600 baud rate. So if you want to connect to the internet using Wi-Fi shield, you need to use a sensor like a function like connect to internet. Okay. So if at all there is a glitches with the motion sensor, and in order to calibrate the motion sensor, you can also use a function like calibrate sensor. All these functions are used under the void setup function. These are the standard functions. Coming to the void loop, we have sensor data, as we need to continuously read the sensor data. So the read sensor data function comes under void loop. Okay, these are the basic standard functions which makes this particular project or an experiment like a real-time client using MQTT protocol successful. And coming to the code of Android, so as we need to design an Android app for using Android Studio, so these are some of the screenshots of the Android Studio where we will be developing a particular app. Okay. So once you get into this particular Android Studio, you will be getting a simple screen like start a new Android Studio project. Okay. If you have already created, you can open an existing Android Studio project. Otherwise, you can start a new Android Studio project. Okay. So once you go to that, you can click on file, go to new and create new project. If already created, you can also import that particular project. Okay. So once you get into that, it will be showing a window like configure your new project. So you can give a name like intrusion detection system or whatever the name you want. And you need to give some company domain website as well. Okay. And you can click on next. So this is the next window, what you can see, where you can see for which type of mobile or for which type of Android operating system version you need to develop an app. It will be asking like that. Okay. So you can select a particular a random or a particular requirement according to your needs. You can select the type of the Android operating system and you can move for the further process. Okay. So this is like targeting the Android devices for which operating system you want to develop. Once it is done, it will be showing you the activity of the mobile, where it will be showing you different types of layouts. Okay. So you can select a blank layout, you can select a design layout, how it need to look. Okay. So that design or a layout, you can have a particular template selection as well. Okay. Once you select that, you can click on next. Okay. So once the activity or the template is selected, it will be directed to this screen where it will be showing you activity name, layout name, title, and some few options will be shown where you need to finish the formalities. And once everything is done, you need to click on finish. So once it is finished, you will be directed to the Android Studio window where you will be in real time, you will be developing that particular Android app or Android application. Okay. So here, three main things are to be considered like Android manifest.xml, uh, Java packages, as well as layout.xml. Okay. So these are the three main things which will be considered while developing uh, the app in the Android Studio. Okay. So the first one is Android manifest.xml, Java packages, as well as layout. Okay. So all this helps in creating a new applications with an high graphical user interface.